Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Honorable Lecturer Psycholinguistic for Language Teacher, Dr. Kaharudin SIPM Hum, and the Honorable my friends from Group 3, and the Honorable my friends from PBI. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First of all, I want to say thank you for Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because His blessing and guidance, so we can take this video. And don't forget to send salam and salawat to the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So hello everyone, we are from Group 3. So today we will check the video material about psycholinguistics. Okay. Before we start our discussion today, allow me to introduce myself and to introduce my member group. So my name is Nur Fadila as a moderator, and she is Nurul Aziza, and she is Rizka Febrianti, and the last one she is Izza Tudiana. Well, we have 8 questions to discuss for today. Well, number 1. Okay, number 1, I want to ask my friends in group 3 about the question about, to the best of your knowledge, what do you know of language acquisition and language development? Do they refer to the same things or different? Explain your answer and position with reason. Well, I invite maybe Izza Tudiana to explain your answer about the question number 1.
Okay, so talking about language acquisition and language development. So the first thing that we have to do language acquisition only for the mother tongue or the native language that we have. It refers to a process which human acquire the capacity to perceive, comprehend, and produce the language. It means that we gather the information of the language by the environment around us. The next one is about the language development, which is, it refers to when someone really wants to build the skills and knowledge through language acquisition. So that's my answer.
Okay, thank you Izzatul. Okay, next I invite Rizka Febrianti to explain the question number 1.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. So, I want to add some information about the language of acquisition and language of development. So, according to Brennan and Marsman 2006, when we talk about how children acquire their language or skill in the language in English, we talk about language acquisition. Then, when we talk about how adults acquire their language in English, or another language, when we are talking about the language development. So both the refer to different things. They have two different things. So where language acquisition is more specific in a children, how to find their language skill in language acquisition. So while language development encompasses the expansion of language skill and not only focus in children, but also focus in adults. Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you Rizka Febrianti. Okay, I invite Nurul Aziza to answer or give us the answer from the number 1.
Okay, thank you. When we talk about how children acquire their language skill, we are actually studying language acquisition. But when we talk about how adults acquire their language skill, then we are talking about language development. However, either language acquisition or language development indicates a cognitive process by which linguistic elements, for example, psychology, morphology, syntax, and semantics, will be stored in mind's mental faculty when we are learning a language. I think that's what we need.
Okay, thank you Aziza. So in my opinion about the language acquisition and language development, language acquisition and language development have a same meaning. Why I say that language acquisition and language development have a same meaning? Because language acquisition and language development, they try to how the learning second language to just speaking, not care about the how to speak with the structure like a syntactical structure. No, they just try how I can speak up. No, for example, when we are the learner from second language, I don't care how to speak with grammar or how to speak the syntactical, just try to speak up. Well, thank you guys.
Well, Fadila, are you sure your team there are the same about the best of your knowledge about language acquisition and language development?
Yeah, because this is my reverse. Krashan said that she said the prefabricated routine, you know? Yeah, when the second language try to memorize all the utterance or the phrase, and we thought they don't understand about the syntactic structure. And language development that I searched in the Google. Google say that a process through which children acquire the ability to process speech and communicate during this process, the child may slowly understand basic linguistic patterns and expand their vocabulary gradually before achieving fluency. So I conclude from this material to opinion that I can conclude that acquired language and language development is something have same meaning.
Alright.
Yeah. But in my opinion, I think like the language acquisition and language development is the same and different thing. The same meaning what I meant is about it's belong to the psycholinguistic, and then the next one we need the interaction of the biological and environmental factor, which is about because the different thing the language acquisition required from the first language. Then the language development refers to the second language or the foreign language. And also I want to talk about discuss statement about before like language acquisition is for the first language and for like the kids how to get the language, and how language development is for the foreign language. It used for adults especially because they learn. And my point is language acquisition is an unconscious way or unconscious process, because we gather like in the environment, but the language development is the conscious process. We realize, we aware what we learn, how we get that, and how we implement the language.
So, a little added information. I agree with Nana's statement, but I agree too with Ila's statement. In the same thing is the cognitive process, but the different things is the how children acquire their language and how adults acquire language. Thank you.
Okay guys, this discussion is very interesting because we have a different perception, but we have same future. Yeah. Okay, we move to the next question, guys.
Yes.
The next question talk about, do you agree with saying that language acquisition and language development are psycholinguistic phenomena? Well, this is a very interesting question because he asked about language acquisition and language development are psycholinguistic phenomena. We are talk about psycholinguistic phenomena and language acquisition and language development. Maybe I will invite Nurul Aziza to answer the second question.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Acquisition and children language development will develop students' schemata on psycholinguistic phenomena around them. Yes, I agree with that because language development and acquisition involve a combination of mental factors with linguistic process in the mind of the person in question. They are in the fact considered by psycholinguistic phenomena. Universal classical grammar and established theory and psycholinguistics regarding language learning has been created by Chomsky. According to Chomsky, all language process universal, set grammatical rules, and language acquisition is a natural ability of human. This theory points out the part of natural cognitive structure play in language acquisition. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nurul Aziza. The next, I wanna hear the opinion from Rizka Febrianti. Rizka Febrianti, please give me your opinion about the question number 2.
Well, thank you. I totally agree with Nur Aziza say the language acquisition and language development are phenomena within psycholinguistics. So, psycholinguistics as a branch of linguistic study examines the relationship between language and cognitive process. So, including understanding, production, and acquisition. So, language by individual. In language acquisition, psycholinguistics, we gonna study about the process of cognitive in the children, and in the language development we study about the process cognitive psycholinguistic in adults. So I think both concepts reflect a close relationship between both language and human cognitive process, providing profound insight into how we learn, how we store and use language throughout our lives. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rizka Febrianti. The good answer from Rizka Febrianti. Then invite Izzatu Jannah to answer the question number 2.
I also agree with that language acquisition and language development are the psycholinguistic phenomena because they are under the umbrella of psycholinguistics, which studies the mental process underlying the language, and also it involves the interaction, like I stated before. Also, it's a complex and dynamic process, which is like discussed before. It's a cognitive process for kids in language acquisition, and also the process of cognitive for adult in language development. Psycholinguistic also research has contributed significantly to our understanding of both process. So that's my answer.
Okay, guys. Actually, maybe my answer is not true in the second question, but from answer from the Rizka and Rizka, Iza, dan Aziza. Sorry, guys. I know that language acquisition and language development is talk about the psycholinguistic. That language acquisition is talk about with how child can speak English. The point is that, right? And the development psycholinguistic is talk about the how adult can speak English. This is the point. My point I can find from your answer, guys. That language acquisition and development, language development is have some things that what?
Process cognitive.
Yeah, process cognitive. That actually I know. Yeah, I agree with that because maybe my answer in this paper is I'm just take from the phenomenon prefabricated routine. Maybe it's not relevant with the question, right? Okay, but yeah, so guys, I'm very proud of them because they have the same answer, and they agree with the question that language acquisition and language development is psycholinguistic phenomena. Okay, thank you guys. Next, we will move to the next question. The question number 3 is, according to Phil G. 20M4, children generally to throw 5 stage of language acquisition. Do you agree with the theory? Explain your position with reason. Okay, maybe I invite Izzatu Jannah to answer the third second. The third question.
Yes.
Okay, Izzat,
Okay,
please.
talking about Putri 2004, we generally go to 4 stages of language acquisition. I'll say I agree with the statement because because it is because children develop their own pace and some may progress through the stages faster or slower than others. The next one is the transition between stages are not always clear cut and some overlap and individual fraction may occur. So not only that, but the specific language environment and cultural context can affect the pace and characteristic of language acquisition. So we know that people have like different environment and culture, and that affect or influence the people together or influence the kids together the languages.
Okay, thank you, Iza. Next, discover Branti.
Well, I agree with Nana's statement about the children have the different roles because talking about the theory of by described by Phil 2004 regarding the stage of language acquisition in several stage. The first is cooing stage, babbling stage, one word filtering stage, two words filtering, and multi-word stage. I agree with this theory because the stage reflects a consistent and orderly progression in children language acquisition. For instance, the cooing stage typically when the baby doing or producing the first production. The baby is saying the vowel sounds like b, a, o, u. That's and then followed by babbling stage and so on. So I think I agree with the statement from Nana and I agree the theory described by Phil 2004.
Okay, thank you, Rizka. So for me, I also agree with the theory because if we see the reality, if we see maybe our cousin, the baby, we will see that 0 until 6 months, the baby will cry if they want to milk or they wanna go to sleep. They will send the sign that we want to go to sleep. So yeah, I very agree with this theory, guys. Okay, but I wanna hear the opinion from Aziza.
But my opinion is the same you guys. So next question.
Okay, so we all agree with the theory from Field G that this theory said this theory apa? No, this theory make a group five part. Yeah, 5 stage about how human can the language how they can speak start from here newborn until he adult.
Yes.
Okay, next number 4. I think this is connect with the number 3. Number 4 talk about what do you know of 5 step. Yeah, before in the third number 3 we talk about our position. Then in number 4 this question ask us how to understand the 5 steps. Okay, maybe I wanna give you some information about the step, and there are in this the first step I don't agree, guys. So maybe I'm the first one to explain about the answer from number 4. Okay, the first one quick step or 0 until 6 months. Baby send the sign with the people around them with cry. In the page, the narration in the page is not talk about baby send the sign. But for me, if baby cry, it means baby send the sign from her mother. Why? Why I say the baby send the sign for her mother? Because her mother will understand that, oh, my baby wanna milk, for example. Oh, my baby want to sleep. So, but yeah, I don't know why the writers said that it's not a sign. But for me, that's a sign because there are a sign from baby sent to her mother. Okay, number 4 is babbling stage, 6 until 8 months. On this stage, babies begin learning to speak by combining consonant sound and vowel. For example, baby say ma, pa, with maybe it's not have a meaning, but they just try how to speak a little. And but in the one word or holopractice take 9 until 18 months. Holopractic or babies can produce one word on the first word like. Now, for example, a baby say mama. For me, it have two meaning for me. Maybe they say mother or they say wanna eat mama. For in the Indonesia, maybe baby say mama, mama. It means mama. But maybe he said that mama. It means makan like that. Maybe I just explain until there. Maybe Izzat Jannah can explain the next about the two word state. Please.
Okay, so talking about the worst stage, which is 18 to 24 months, it goes to the 1.5 year, right, to 2 years. So the babies are able to demonstrate ability to produce one word utterance, then they will enter to the next stage. In this 2 word stage, which is they can say like 2 words spoken without using a pause of the separate these 2 words. And then with a quiet, clear syntactic and semantic relationship. And then they also stated that babies at this stage have not acquired knowledge of syntactical categories, but the babies do not yet use the markers that can differentiate among synthetic and functional categories. But talking about the stages before, like cooing stage, weaning stage, I do agree that they sound like mama or papa. That's not like the language, but it's I mean the cooing stage, which is the crying, right? So it's not the language, but it's the sign of how the babies communicate with the mother. Are they feel sleepy or hungry, or even they want to poop or something? So I think that's not language, but that's only the sign.
Yeah, it means you agree with my opinion that this is design. But in the page, in the Mr. Kahar sent to our as a reference, in the page he said that it's not sign. So my opinion is design. Or maybe we will hear the opinion from Rizka. How about you, Rizka?
According to me, I think I have same agree with Nana and Ira, but a little addition of information. If we're talking about mistake and in the language English, we're talking about how the vowel sounds in a baby to produce like and O, but if you talk about before about a mistake and sign about crying.
Yeah, crying.
So there are, I know that's sign into the mother, but if you talk about the language, it's not the same time. It's the same time.
Okay. Nuraziza, please, maybe you can explain about the multi-word and letter multi-word stage.
Okay, multi-word or calligraphic stage. After several months, children spend time show their ability to produce limited utterances from one-word utterances to two-word utterances. Then the children begin learning how to produce longer utterance and more complex grammatical structures. When the utterances produce are longer than the 2 words, then their utterance are already sound. Sentence like because the utterances already have a hierarchy and a language constituent structure that is similar to the syntactic structure from the sentence produced by adults. Therefore, at this stage, children's ability to produce utterances is called telegraphic, since the structure of the utterances is consist in style. I think that's all.
Okay, thank you guys.
So, in your opinion, what the difference between quick stage and governing stage? In your opinion?
In my opinion about the difference between queen stake and bubbling stake, for me, I think in the page is very clear that queen stake baby just can cry. She didn't she didn't produce the vowel and consonant vowel and consonant, but in the baby stage 6 until 8 months, baby can sound the vowel and consonant like ma, pa. I think is it clear in the page, and we all understand about that.
But can I respond about the things that I disagree about that? But in the page of Mr. Kahar, there is a point stage, but in explain about vowel sounds like that's the vowel sound. So the difference between double stage and quick stage is if the quick stage is just talking about the vowel sound, in double stage we're talking about how the combine between vowel sounds and the consonant sound like ga, ge, g is refers to the consonant sounds and vowels.
Okay, I see why you say that in the queen state, baby just can't say vowel, because if baby crying, they just say like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, I see.
Anyways, I want to give a comment to Aziza about multi-word. So it's a part about like the construct the sentence, not sentence also, but like kind of like phrase or something. And it's kind of like more complex, right, than the 1 word or 2 word stages. And it's for the 24 to 30 months. And I want to give some example of it, because before you don't give examples, it's just like chair broken, or like ooh, lady like ooh, what's her name? Can't make noise, and something like that.
Okay guys, maybe we will move to the next question. Next question talk about what do you know of prefabricated routines, pattern production, and creativity construction in a dual language acquisition. Explain your answer and also give illustration of the relationship. So we have 3 questions from number 5.
Yes.
We will talk about the prefabricated routines, pattern production, and creativity construction.
Yes.
So who will explain the first one? Aziza.
Okay, this is prefabricated routines.
Okay.
These are set phrases of language that individuals learn and use in world without always comprehending and underlying structure of grammars, idioms. First, the are and everyday expression are for few example. For example, adults who comply with these routines are more effective and interacting across everyday settings, I think.
Okay, thank you, Aziza. Maybe Rizka wanna respond the opinion from the Aziza.
Addition from me, the illustration from prefabricated routines that to indicate that something is effortless. Because someone saying it's a piece of cake, there is no breakdown of the individual words in the field regular so Wabarakatuh then refers to the language acquisition process in which second language learners or the second learners only try to memorize all the utterance or phrase and their meanings without having knowledge of the syntactic structure of the utterance or phrases uttered. So maybe you can answer the production of patterns. Or I try?
Yeah, you can try.
Production of patterns or patterns production. Adults usually learn language by identify and creating patterns. So this involves comprehending grammatical construction and apply them to various situations. So for the example, the more and the more, and used to create the sentence, the more practice, the better the result. They are applying a learning pattern. So maybe Izatul Jannah can answer about the creativity construction with the illustration. So,
Yeah,
Okay.
Iza, please.
So talking about the creativity construction, it's like the ability to generate original and meaningful language that goes beyond creative, fabricated, and pattern, like using metaphors, right? So before it's just like the common sentence, but it's like using metaphors, like we metaphor something and stimuli, crafting jokes and story, which is the level is so high and kind of like complex, right? Compassing poems, right? Poems is a part of literature. Song, adaptive language to specific situation and context. So
Okay, guys. Well, we will move to the next question. Next question talk about report from Hanian and Grandma. She said they conduct research showing the first of adult language acquisition. So, what do you know of the research, and what do you think about the research report? Maybe I invite Izatul Jannah to answer this question about the research. What's the research? I don't know what's the research, so I invite Izatul Jannah to give me the answer and explain what the research means.
talking about the research of Hanane and Grandma in 1977, which is it focused on the adult learner, right?
yes.
So actually, language acquisition is related to the child, to the kids, but it's their experience, not experience, but their theory about adult learners. So most SLA studies focus on children, and following the learner's progress over a period of time allow for a deeper understanding of the development trajectory and stages of language acquisition. The researchers extensively analyze the learner's spoken and written production, revealing patterns and underlying mechanisms of language learning. So the finding of this research is actually, despite their age, which is not in the child age, the adult learner demonstrated similar acquisition pattern to children. So it's not really different. It's kind of like similar and progressing through stages of increasing complexity in grammar, vocabulary, and discourse. Of course, because you more like can think fast, something like that, so they can apply the complexity in grammar and something. The next one is the learners develop a range of language learning strategies such as memorization, repetition, and self-correction to facilitate their progress. Of course, when they're getting older, they will find themselves what's something comfortable, right? Is this comfortable with me? Is this not? So they can choose the best strategies to learn it and something. The next one is that the research highlight the importance of persistence and motivation in adult language acquisition. So find the motivation is also highlighted, as well as individual differences in learning style and pace. And connecting to my own experience to acquisition of the second language or the foreign language, think it's like kind of like the same way as human being. I can still draw connection, my own training data and findings of Canadian and Greenland's research. Like I find that I can apply the complexity like the grammar or something, and I can choose like the best strategies to me. And I think that's really related. And yeah.
Okay, so maybe the reason is just to adult, not for child, right?
Yeah, but that's also like kind of connective situation.
Yeah. Okay, I invite this capability to answer. We will talk about research report responsibility. So I wanna hear your opinion about what is research report, what is the difference between research and research report, right?
This is talking about number 6.
Yeah.
Number 6. So
Yeah.
I have the different response and answer from the Mila and Nana. So this study talking about the Hanya environment is like the study from the focus on Fatma, 19 years old,
Oh yeah.
from Saudi Arabian student who should learn English in state American, and she try to learn and speak, but they don't use the clear and correct grammar. So after that, she tried the best to speak in fluently, but they don't use the correct and just listen and try to speak vocabulary what she now. So this result can be connected to my experience. So I can memorize the vocabulary, but I don't really can use in clear and correct grammar. That's right. That indicates the attractive language acquisition requires more memorization, but we have to impose a profound understanding of language structure or grammar and use in the we have to use it in daily activities. So that's all for me.
Okay, thank you Rizka from the example about Fatma from Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I also read the example you told before that Fatma, but in the environment, I think from the example we will learn that if we want to learn the second language, maybe we have go to in the environment. I mean, what is mendukung?
Support.
Yeah, our environment must support us because when we did not have environment support, maybe it's very hard for us because, for example, I wanna try to speak in English, but I don't have friends or I don't have family, for example, in my home. It's not support me to speak English. Maybe it's a problem for me. But yeah, Fatma tried to speak up without the grammar, right? Okay. How about you, Aziza?
For me, my opinion is the same you guys, but I will add some opinion. The result of this investigation are still to be important for understanding the phenomena of adult language acquisition, even though it happened more than 40 years ago. The study has longitudinal a person who centered on Fatma, 19 years old, Saudi Arabian girl. What Rizka said, I think that's all.
Okay, thank you guys. Maybe we will move.
Anyways, I want to give a comment about before like Mila said, environment support is really important. I agree with that. 100% agree with that because when we have a good environment, it could influence us to be like the better for it in language aspects, and also when we don't have the environment that will support us, we will find ourselves hard to learning and to implement it. The next one is about Rizka's statement about adults tend to have a lot of vocabulary, but they lack of the the grammar or structure itself. So I think that's right, because actually it's kind of easy for us refers to the before about the what is that? Yeah, it's we can get the fast strategies for getting vocabularies. Sometimes it's hard to use the grammatical rules and such as that.
Yeah, maybe we will from the discussion today from number 6, maybe in the talk about the environment, because we are from our background major is English Education Department. So why in our class we make English area? Because this the support us how to speak English with with our friends, like this discussion, for example, maybe.
I think the reason is because some of it, like, they really refuse to do that. In statement that you are so English or
Yes.
not Indonesian, you're not nationalism and such as that. But I think we can use that strategy in the class because it really helps us to think in English.
Yeah.
Not only speak in English but think in English. And I think if we can't get that in the class, we can search outside the class, like maybe our circle of friends or our community, English club and so on. So because we cannot force someone right to do something that they don't want, but maybe we can find the better environment.
Okay. Okay, guys. So if you want to learn the second language or English language, you must be able to find the people, the environment that will support you to speak English.
Totally.
Okay. Okay. Next, number 7. Refers LER 90 and 97 emphasizes that the computational model explains 3 states that occur in human mind when acquiring language. What do you know of the model? Explain your answer in detail and support with example. Okay, maybe I will try to answer this question. After that, I can invite Rizka Febrianti to answer this question. But in my opinion, from this, my answer about the question, I divided from 3 parts. The first step is download and obtain certain language item and input which are then stored in short-term memory. This language input in psycholinguistics and call it intake. The second step is the intake stored in the short-term memory will then turn into second language knowledge, which is the stored in long-term memory. And the third step is the knowledge of the second language is finally used actively to produce spoken output in the form of speech expressed when involved in verbal communication. Well, maybe how about you, Rizka? Your answer from this question?
Well, I totally agree with Ila's statement, but I want to give some example about the 3 stages. The first is the first stage with an English language learns word cat. Through interaction or reading, the word cat is example of intake in the first stage. As you can say before about the intake in the first stage. The second is after learning the word cat, language learners then understand grammar rules related to the formal sentence with the word cat. For example, the cat so beautiful, the cat in front of me, and for the example in the third stage is a language learner who understand and the word cat and associated grammar rules can produce sentence like the cat is on the table during communication. So this computational model reflects the how language acquisition process input knowledge storage and active use in language production, aligning with the state of individual cognitive development. So we'll back to Ila.
Okay, maybe Aziza and Liza have new information about the question number 7.
Maybe I will give example the first stage. Imagine a person named Alex learning a Spanish word, hola, meaning hello. Alex heard it in a conversation conversation or language lesson. After hearing Hola several times and practicing it, Alex's brain consolidates this information. Now, Hola is part of Alex's long-term memory, and they recognize it as Spanish greeting. Then Alex, having stored Hola in long-term memory, actively use it in conversation with a Spanish-speaking friend. When they greet their friend with Hola, they are applying their second language knowledge in real communication.
Okay, so how about you, Isa?
I think I have to say opinion about it, but I'm gonna explain a little bit. Like the first stage is kind of like tend to store it in a short term memory. The second stage store to the long term memory, and the third stage is when we produce packet outputs of it. So I think the stages of it really clear about how the language acquisition process take place and the mechanism of it.
Okay, guys. Finally, we will discuss the last question.
Yes.
That the last question talk about the 5 stage that refers from Krashen as 1982. Krashen said that adults will complete 5 steps on language development in the process of acquiring a second language. So, what do you know of the 5 steps? Please explain just mention. Yeah, just mention, guys, your knowledge about the 5 steps that Krashen theory. Maybe Nurul Aziza.
Maybe I will explain the first stage of production and the stage of production. Okay, the first stage of production, adults that wish to begin learning to a second language must first go through reproduction stage. This phase is commonly referred to as the receptive or silent period. During this phase, learners typically spend their time studying new vocab and honing their pronunciation methods. And two initial stage of production. The early production stage is the second period of an adult language acquisition process. At this stage, L2 learners can speak slowly in word or to words. In addition to in-short phrases and experience that are sometimes formed grammatically, errors in word choice, pronunciation, and even sentence structures are sometimes observed in the text that are spoken. Back to you.
Okay, how about you, Iza?
I think Aziza already explained about the first and the second stage, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna go to the third stage, which is speech emergence stage, which is the second language learners have memorized or mastered around 3,000 words, which is a lot, and have actively used these words to communicate by forming short phrases, short sentences, and have been able to ask questions. And in this stage, they are not able to finish the sentence, but also they are completely in grammatical correct. And then the errors will still come, but so less, I think. And there's an increased comprehension ability, which is getting bigger over time. And the learners begin to actively use their second language knowledge to read and write. So I think in speech emergence stage, kinda like intermediate phase or something, because they can read in the second language, they can write in second language. So I think we can say maybe we are in this stage yeah, some moments.
Okay, how about you? Maybe you can explain the intermediate fluency stage and advanced fluency stage.
Well, thank you. Intermediate fluency stage according to Crest 1982. Of course, when the second language learners have learned a second language for a year, memorizing 6,000 words and demonstrating communication still through complex sentence structure. So the last year's advanced fluency stage involves mastering second language is the master of the language I think forming complex sentence and delivery speak or presentation it takes 2 years or more with grammatical deviation and being mistake. So I think in the last years more now about the English. So my opinion regarding this stage is very much in line with the process of acquiring a second language. As the second learner, I can recognize myself in this stage, especially in overcoming initial difficulties. So building communication skill and eventually reaching a higher level of fluency. This process requires dedication, consistent practice, and ongoing exposure to the second language. So I want to know about your opinion about the last question about according to Crescent, and what do you think about the stage if they are connected to your own experience as the second learner? Aziza?
The last stages, right?
Yes.
Maybe you can share about the last stages.
Okay. The last stage is the stage student's ability in the second language is its peak. Following these individuals to put together an intensive array of complex sentences that are not almost as effective as that of native speakers. I think that's my opinion. So thank you.
Okay.
And then I believe that the main key of the second language learners to be successful is undergoing to the 4 stages that is consistency, right?
Yes.
When they have like consistency, they will go through all of the stages, and also continuous practice, right?
Yes.
We cannot stop in one stages and not to process better and better, but we should be continuous. Success in language acquisition means that they are able to master the second language, which can be seen from the development of their proficiency in receptive, like listening and reading, and also predictive skill, which is the speaking and writing. Consistency and continuous practice not only encourage the growth of fluency in using the second language, but also encourage the growth of self-confidence in the learners. So it's not only about the fluency of it, but the self-confidence they have. When they have like the better language, right, they will feel more confident. So,
I guess nothing explain again.
I think your reason I wait.
Okay, maybe we will discuss with Mr. Kahar next week, guys.
Okay.
Okay, guys, thank you for thank you for the time. Until this, maybe we will end the session from this video. And the last sentence, I will say that English can give you many information.
Yes.
And English can bring you abroad if you want to continue your study in abroad. So start from now. You must be able to speak English, and don't judge English as a language hard. But English is easy because
Easy, okay.
yeah. Okay, guys, thank you for the time today. The last is Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
See you.